Hey there. I don't know what kind of day you've had. Maybe it was productive. Maybe it was messy. Maybe you spent most of it holding things together in ways nobody else noticed. Or maybe you simply made it through, and somehow that was all you had to give. But I wanted to tell you something tonight. Something simple, but perhaps not something you hear very often. You deserve kindness too. Not just other people, not just the people you love. Not just the people who are struggling, not just the people who seem more tired, more overwhelmed, or more deserving than you. You too. And I know that might sound obvious, but I don't think it always feels obvious, because some people become so used to being understanding toward everyone else that they forget to include themselves in that understanding. They know how to comfort a friend. They know how to give grace. They know how to be patient when someone else is hurting. But when it comes to themselves, the rules suddenly change. The mistakes feel less forgivable. The expectations become heavier. The compassion disappears. And maybe you've noticed that. Maybe you've noticed how quickly you blame yourself, how naturally you minimize your own exhaustion, how easily you dismiss your own effort because you think you should have done more, should have handled it better, should have been stronger, should have figured things out by now. And perhaps you've been carrying those shoulds for so long that they no longer sound harsh. They just sound normal. But normal doesn't always mean kind. And sometimes we become so accustomed to speaking to ourselves through disappointment that we stop noticing how lonely that can become. Because life is already asking a lot of you. People are already asking things of you. Responsibilities are already asking things of you. The world does not need your inner voice joining the crowd and demanding even more. Sometimes what you need most is not another lecture, not another standard, not another reason to feel inadequate. Sometimes what you need is someone, or perhaps something inside yourself, to quietly say, I know you've been trying. Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but sincerely. And I think there is something sacred about being witnessed in your effort, not only in your success, not only in the polished version of yourself, but in the ordinary, unseen moments, the moments where you got out of bed even though your mind felt heavy, the moments where you showed up for people while carrying your own worries, the moments where you kept going despite feeling discouraged, the moments nobody applauded. Those moments matter too, more than you realize, because your life is not only made up of milestones, it's made up of ordinary acts of endurance, ordinary acts of love, ordinary acts of showing up. And I wonder how different things might feel if you stopped requiring extraordinary reasons before allowing yourself some tenderness. Not because you've earned it, not because you've finally become the ideal version of yourself, but because being human has always included needing gentleness. And maybe that is something worth remembering. You do not have to wait until you're completely healed to be kind to yourself. You do not have to solve every problem before you're allowed to rest. You do not have to become endlessly productive before you deserve understanding. And you do not have to earn compassion through suffering, because kindness was never supposed to be a reward for reaching some invisible finish line. It was always meant to be something that accompanies you while you're still becoming, while you're still learning, while you're still making mistakes, while you're still carrying questions you don't yet have answers to. I know there are days when you don't see your own effort, days when all you notice are the things you haven't done, the places you haven't reached, the ways you think you've fallen short. But I hope, at least for tonight, you can loosen your grip on those expectations for a moment, long enough to acknowledge something quieter. You have been carrying a lot. You have been trying. And maybe not everything about your life is where you wish it was, but that does not make your effort invisible, and it does not make you undeserving of the same warmth you so freely offer others. So if no one has reminded you recently, you deserve kindness too. Not someday, not after you've fixed everything, not after you've become someone else. Now, as you are, with all the unfinished parts, with all the questions, with all the ordinary human imperfections that make you who you are. And tonight, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to explain your exhaustion. You don't have to justify your need for rest. You don't even have to have answers. You can simply be here, and that is enough. Truly, you're allowed to rest here for a while. You're not alone in your effort, and you don't have to carry everything without tenderness. Not tonight.